everybody's talking at once, and we need to dial it back in. I'm gonna let it go on for another 15 minutes since we just got Planet Peterson in, and people were begging to let him in. So we'll go ahead and give him the floor for just a moment, and then we'll go ahead and go from there. But please, just let people get their points out. Everybody's been making their points really quick and concise, so just let them finish it and then counter the point, but not all at once. Go ahead.
Thank you. It shouldn't take me long. I drew a pretty picture. So what I was hearing is when the sun is setting, it's illuminating gases and appearing red. When the sun's directly above somebody, it illuminates different gases and appears blue. The problem with that is, how can I be watching the sun setting and observing red light? Keep in mind that sun is in a different place for a different observer, and they would look up and see blue light. How can the sun be simultaneously be producing blue and red light?
I got a simple answer to that. Can you be in two places at once?
Yeah, that's not an answer to the question.
Can you be in two places at once?
So you claimed that the sun is illuminating gases in the atmosphere and causing them to glow different colors.
Answer to a question I've ever heard.
But two people can
again, your claim is that depending on the sun's when the sun is in different places, according to you, it is illuminating different gases. Which would mean when I'm seeing the sun setting, I'm seeing the sun in a different place illuminating different gases. That means that the sun is making red light everywhere, which is so obviously impossible.
Are you in two places at once?
You're not answering the question.
Let's assume we can make phone calls.
Yeah, you can Skype.
Sure, call your buddy that's 1,000 miles away and ask him what color the sky is.
Yeah, so your job is to tell me, how can the sun be illuminating gases and make it look red for me over here and blue for somebody over here at the same time? Because what your claim is when the sun is in a different place, it's illuminating different gases. But that if I'm seeing the sun illuminate red gases, that means that that's what the sun is doing. So nobody on Earth could possibly be seeing blue gases.
It would also mean that our composition of our atmos would be changing completely throughout the day. So I actually do agree with that, Planet Peterson. I'm seeing what you're saying. But
of course,
if there's a good retort.
Well, then you have to admit that you were wrong.
Then I'd have to admit that you can't be in two places at once.
Yeah, that's not the claim.
Well, what's the claim?
You don't remember your own claim?
I remember your claim.
No, I'm repeating what you said.
One person in one spot will witness another different thing at a different spot.
What you said is the reason that the sunset looks red is because when the sun goes to a different place, it's illuminating noble gases or something. It's illuminating different gases and causing a different glow. Never mind the fact that that's not even what's happening. Even if that was what's happening, when the sun is over, I only need 15 more seconds. When the sun goes to over here, it is now in a different part of the air illuminating different gases, which means the only thing the sun is doing is causing a red glow in the sky, which is why I see red. Therefore, it's impossible for somebody else to be seeing a different color of glow from the sun. This is impossible. What you described simply cannot be.
At the same time, from a person at the exact same time, from a different perspective, you're correct. Impossible.
Hey, Planet, do you live in Texas?
Am I in Texas? No.
If we looked outside...
No, he's obviously in California.
You mean California?
If we looked outside right now at the same time, could we see the sky at the same time?
Yes, we could.
Really? So if I was in Australia and you were in North Carolina, we could see the sky at the same time?
Yes.
No, could we be in two different places on the planet and look up? Yes, that is possible.
Yeah, but do we have our head stuff under the sand? Is the question.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Our heads
Where's the blue guy? Where's the red guy?
wherever you want them to be. It
Okay.
doesn't matter.
I guess
Yes,
I
it
guess I
does.
have to
That's
do
the whole
more
point.
here.
It
I have
does.
to do more.
Here's a good
Okay.
example.
Okay.
It absolutely
please,
matters.
Try this.
Why is
I'm
the
in
sun
Texas,
red according to this observer? Because according to what you said,
Texas.
the sun is illuminating gases around it,
So
causing a
you're
red
in
glow.
England,
How
I'm
in
in
the good golly
California. Let's
fuck
say you're
can
in
this
England, I'm
person
in
be looking at
California.
that same
It's
sun
12
and
o'clock
see
in
blue
California.
light?
What
This
color
is
is the sun?
not possible.
The sun is white.
You're a fucking idiot. Oh my god.
That's racist.
Do you disagree?
The sun is white. The sun emits
Do you
all
really?
wavelengths.
Are you honestly
of
going to disagree that the sun
of-
can
of-
appear to be a different color based on your observation and distance
I don't.
from the sun?
This is I literally drew a picture and you don't get it. This
so your
is the
picture
explanation.
is 100% correct, right?
It is 100% accurate to
So
your
what
description.
about the person that's in blue?
Oh my
what
goodness!
If that person on
this
blue
is what you said
is
happens.
is that the
Why does person
equator?
A see a red sun?
Jesus
Because the
Christ,
sun
man.
is creating a red glow of the gases around it. And you also said a person who is directly under the sun sees a blue sky because the sun is creating blue light. This can't
What
be.
creates the
These
blue
two
light,
things cannot be at the same time.
What
I'm not
creates
saying
the
the
blue
Earth.
light?
I'm not saying therefore the Earth
What
can't be
creates
flat.
the blue
You can
light?
go ahead and believe that the Earth is still flat,
You
but
can
what
go
you
ahead and believe
said,
all
this
you want
is
to, but what creates the
impossible.
blue light?
You guys are now
No,
starting
I'm
to talk
done
over
now.
each other.
What
This is
creates the blue
impossible.
light?
Gentlemen, I've got a question for Globy. Actually, a question for all of y'all. Just a simple yes or no question. Does water bend? Yes or no?
Yes.
Starting with Globy.
Yes, of course it does.
Yes.
Water bends.
Large bodies of water.
Yes.
Through the
No,
power of
there's-
Jesus Christ.
Yes,
Water
even
is
you
water.
believe this because
Look,
you can believe there are high tides and low tides at the same time.
I can take a picture, put a
How
few
about a
rocks
lake?
in it, and then fill it up with water. Will it have the curvature of the rocks
No.
above it? Yes or no?
No.
So the
No.
surface is always flat.
No.
Can you prove to me that
Nope.
water bends?
Yeah, there are high and low tides that happen at the same time.
Okay, that's
A
not
lake water.
Globy, you're muted,
is
by the
gonna
way.
bend. A lake water is going to.
Well, that
Lake
stuff
water is going to
changed real
be.
quick.
When the hell was someone going to tell me that? Thank you.
We were trying.
Is the water around the rocks bent?
I got marker on my face. Yep, so if you have a
Yes,
high and a
Globy,
low
I'm
tide
asking
at the
you
same
a
time, the
question.
water has to bend. That's the only option. Sorry.
Yeah. He's showing me.
Also,
So-
this
so
is impossible.
If at one
So
part
you're
of the
saying-
world there's a low tide and one part of the world there's a
I
high
agree.
tide, then
I
something
agree
has
with
to
you,
be
Planet
bending.
Peterson.
No, I know. And
Okay,
again,
so
I'm not
you're
even
saying-
saying that the Earth is not flat. I'm just saying that, of course, water bends because there are high and low tides at the same time. Even if Earth was flat,
Doesn't happen to the river. Though.
even if Earth was flat, water bends. Even if Earth was flat, this is definitely impossible.
We know.
You're saying water bends, Planet Peterson?
Yes, and if you admit that high and low tides exist at the same time, you are also conceding that water bends.
I keep
So
I'm
a
asking
river
about
water,
If
or a
a
lake
true
water is
earther
gonna bend.
believes that
Oh my
somebody
goodness,
from a
Naveed is
thousands
talking.
miles away
Stop.
can see a blue sky versus a red sky at the same time.
Naveed's turn to
You
talk.
obviously can't
Stop.
be
You're not a
at
true earther.
low tide and high tide at the same time to observe
Naveed,
it.
I'm so sorry. Could you say that again?
That goes out the window.
That's okay, Planet. No need to apologize. I just asked a simple yes or no question. Water bends. Most of you guys said yes. So you're saying gravity is smart. Gravity is actually what's causing this, right?
You don't have to be
Gravity-
smart for water to bend. There's
Well,
no
no,
intelligence
gravity-
involved in
I
that.
think gravity. We've been calling it gravity. NASA's been calling. I think we should just call it smart gravity. Because
Can it-
You can call it whatever you want. I'm gonna call it
the reason I say
inside
it's
out
simple.
dog's
The reason
asshole.
I say
That's what
it's
I'm gonna
smart
call it.
Gravity's okay. The reason I say it's smart is because it's holding trillions of gallons of water to the ball. Yet within
Well,
the
atmospheric
water, you
pressure
have
does most
fish,
of that.
Tiny fish swimming freely, and gravity doesn't discriminate.
Yes. What happens the
Above
moment
water,
those
you
fish
have birds
stop
flying.
swimming?
5-minute warning.
What happens the moment those fish stop swimming? They
I don't know what
fall
topics
to
we're
the
coming up
bottom
with.
because of gravity. You have to constantly exert energy in order to overcome it because it actually is
Maybe it has weight.
Because
a
of buoyancy,
massive
right?
force and a
Intensity?
constant force.
Maybe
Also,
it
this
has
is
mass.
impossible.
Maybe. Maybe it has
So they
mass.
breathe in water
Just
to
maybe-
survive,
says
right?
gravity
This is the same
holds
argument
the
about
water
like,
down.
oh,
That's
the
what we've
ocean
been
is so
told.
heavy.
He's saying pressure, so I don't know where they get their information from, but sometimes you
He's
do get
explaining buoyancy
accuracy.
and density in a layman term.
Buoyancy
You have
is
to
up.
fish breathe in water to survive, so they have to
They don't breathe
keep
water.
water coming into
They
them.
filter dissolved oxygen in water with their gills.
But it's water.
Yes,
No,
water
it's
is
oxygen.
water. I agree.
Yes,
we have
so
our
they have to-
first true statement
They
from
have
you
to
today.
intake
Water is
water
water.
to
Do they
survive.
breathe water? No. Do they filter dissolved oxygen out of water with their gills? Yes. Do some
With
fish
water?
breathe air?
Yes.
Also true. So the only thing you said that was correct is water
Is
is
air
water.
a liquid? Yes or no?
It's a fluid.
Air is a fluid.
Right.
So
Not a
is
I
liquid.
just want to point out that you said that fish breathe water, and they don't do that.
They do.
Oh my goodness. No, they filter dissolved oxygen in water with their gills.
So why do they float when they die?
Why do fish? They don't always float.
That's once the gases build up in their body from decomposition normally that they float.
Yeah, most fish, except for cartilaginous fishes, have
I
swim
have a
bladders.
question.
So it's
many
not
dead
hard
fish
to
do you see at
imagine
the
that
bottom of the
dissolved
sea?
oxygen in their body would go into their swim bladder. Did you know that fish have a swim bladder?
You have a swim
No.
bladder.
Okay.
Guys, you're
All right,
getting off
guys.
topic
So
now.
we are about to wrap this up. I'd like to give everybody at least like a minute to go ahead and make their closing statements. Try to make it concise, and I'll just start right from the top. Right, we'll seek the truth. Then Globe Face, go ahead.
I'm a swim bladder.
Seek the truth. You're up.
I'll go last.
You go last. That's smart. Globey McGlobeface, you're up.
All right, so I'll just answer his question real quick. This is the force of gravity between two masses. Okay, you asked about the ocean versus a fish. So this is the mass of the Earth times the mass of the fish. It's relating to the two masses, and if you notice, it's the numerator of this equation. This would be the mass of the Earth and the mass of all the oceans. So which one's bigger? The mass of Earth times the mass of all the oceans, or the mass of Earth times the mass of a fish? So really the question is, what's bigger, the mass of a fish or the mass of all the oceans on Earth?
Well, you convinced me. The Earth is a globe.
This one, right. The
All right,
mass
nice.
of the water is
Come on, man.
astronomically larger.
What the hell does it have to do with?
He admitted it.
So this,
No,
so
I didn't.
this is why
Yes,
the
you did.
force of gravity between the oceans and Earth is much larger than the force of attraction between the mass of Earth and a fish.
Doesn't
Does not.
what mass
It's-
has?
Who's next?
It's-
Who's next? No,
it's
we're doing
closing.
closing statements. We
Closing
don't have time for
statements.
that.
Everything
Yeah,
to do with
yeah,
it,
you're right.
So that's
I
why
pass.
I'm going to go watch Mandalorian. Bye.
Earth is bigger.
So there's something called Convergys Point. Everything converges to the horizon, like this. Everything converges, even on a flat surface, created level. Everything will converge. Clouds do converge to the horizon. Airplanes converge to the horizon. Sun converges to the horizon. The moon converges to the horizon. Everything converges to the horizon. And there's an optical illusion being played like right above like 0 to 20 degrees from the horizon. And that is what you guys don't admit. And that's how the sun grows in size, and it doesn't shrink. You guys don't want to admit that, but that's fine. The Earth is flat. Even a corridor, everything converges down to a horizon. So if you just keep this light going on forever, it's going to converge to the horizon just like the sunset.
Does the bottom of that
Earth
light
is flat,
disappear?
guys.
No. Earth's a globe.
All right, Stephen Rocket, you're up.
There's no proof of flat Earth whatsoever. The only arguments that are made are complete misunderstandings of science, denial of observed reality, or creating their own physics that completely does not make any sense based on zero proof at all.
Alrighty, Globe Man, you're
Just
up.
show you an actual
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, so Max proved that refraction bends downwards. He also agreed with the graphic Jay pulled up, meaning objects would appear higher, and debunked himself. That's all I need to say. I don't need to add anything else.
Go to day that ends in Y.
You got delusional. That's fine.
Alrighty, and then I can't really read your name through all the gifts
Uh,
being coming.
just,
G-Box.
just DJ is fine. So I just wanted to say that with the flat Earth, the sun would never even get to the horizon. So anytime that they show a sun at the horizon, that's just proving globe Earth. If you're looking at a sun that's 3,000 miles up in the air, which is the lowest that I've seen somebody say that the sun is, and it's 12,000 miles, which I don't even understand how you get that distance, considering it's supposed to travel between the tropics. The degree of angle at which you would see the sun is 14 degrees, and there's no way that refraction can make up for a 14-degree angle. That's it.
What about when it sets?
It's not
Your sun on a flat Earth doesn't set.
You'll get your turn, Seek. Planet Peterson, go ahead.
This is impossible. Somebody over here seeing a red sun seeing red skies around the sun could only be possible if the sun is producing red light around it, which means that everybody on Earth would be seeing red light. So that's impossible. The sun obviously doesn't converge with the horizon because the sun doesn't change in size as it moves towards the horizon at all. But even if it did change size nominally, the sun clearly stays a disk and dips below the horizon. Things that converge simply vanish from sight because it becomes too small of an arc degree for us to see. 15 to 20 degrees is not a distance. The horizon is not a distance. It depends on observer height. So when you say there are things happening at 15 to 20 degrees above that's basically meaningless, and fish don't breathe water.
So do clouds converge to the horizon?
No.
No, they disappear below the horizon.
My goodness.
They're liars, bro.
All right, David, Norzai.
Take a photograph, and we'll see who the liar is.
Gentlemen, appreciate your time. Mr. Tribune, thank you for giving me the opportunity to come up and speak with you guys. Since day one, every single image they've presented to us is CGI. Please show us actual pictures of the moon, the stars, the astronauts, the system, number one. Number two,
look them up.
We find contradictions in those
CGI,
pictures.
by the way, right now.
When you have people like Eric Dubé or maybe Caleb down here talk about these things, he's contradicting what you guys present us, what they show us. And so open your mind, and if there's a cover over your eyes, it's time to lift it. Because it's right in front of you.
Old man's showing
and
photos
and
right
also, if you fly, speak with the pilot. Get in touch with the pilot and ask them questions. They'll speak with you, and they'll tell you that they don't take the curvature of the Earth into account when they're flying. If you know any engineers who build tunnels and such, speak with them. Ask them if they take the curvature of the ball into account when they build these tunnels. So I hope I didn't offend any of you, but please open your eyes. And if you are getting paid or if there's an incentive, take that and put it aside for just a moment, because you will be asked these things. And it's good to help your brethren out. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Well said. Alrighty, seek the truth. You wanted to be last, but you won't be last after me, so you're gonna have to go.
You won't be forgotten.
Well, I'll have to say this. Based on perspective of a human on our Earth, if you live in England and I live in the United States, we're not going to see the sunset and the noon at the same time. So, Planet, your observation is absolute bullshit. Anywho, with that said, you can see a sunset and noon at the same time, but you can't see it with one person, right? Thank you.
Alrighty.
I just want to point out that the host is CGI and he doesn't exist. We are on phones.
So
this is a computer-generated image. Therefore, the host does not exist. Earth is bigger. That's not your hand. That's not your face. You are being transmitted through us through a computer, and the computer is creating these images. You are CGI. None of you exist. That
Yep,
proves
and there's
it.
no such
Smaller,
thing as
Max.
different time zones.
Most of them sound like Neil deGrasse Tyson, if you ask me. It seems
Yeah,
like you
like
guys
the god
How's
of the
it
bottom.
convergence to the horizon,
All
guys?
right. Free for all,
Fish
right?
don't breathe
Free for all,
air.
right
Convergence to
for
the
the
horizon.
end.
Everybody go at the same time. Go.
All right, everybody, get the
I
fuck
sound
out.
like Ben
Just
Shapiro.
kidding.
Max, all those clouds are getting smaller, by the way. Something your sun doesn't do. Oops.
And
All
Yeah, but
right,
they still converge
kicking
to the horizon,
everybody
Goldie.
in
so
3,
railroad
Get smaller.
tracks
Durr.
converge
You're
together,
quiet.
but clouds
I'm not
don't.
Ben Shapiro.
1.
Everything gets
I might
smaller
sound like
except
him,
the
but I'm
sun.
not actually Ben Shapiro.